Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, Charlotte Flair opens up in an emotional new interview.
Potential WrestleMania lineups have been leaked.
Is Lana returning to WWE with Rusev?
And King and Queen of the Ring scrapped. I'm Adam Wilborn.
They are in the bin.
Dunzo. And this is the news.
Okay, let's talk Charlotte Flair. She's done a very emotional and open interview on the show. So the show's called Sherry, and the person who hosts it is called Sherry Shepherd.
It makes a lot of sense.
There you go. Just clear up any name-related confusion. Why is that confusing? It's not confusing at all. It's literally one word. We have made a total meal of this.
Sensational Sherry over here.
There you go. But we're going to talk about Charlotte. She really opened up in this interview and showed a side of her, showed a really vulnerable side of her. Talking about a bunch of different things, including her comeback from injury and, for the first time publicly, her divorce from Andrade. So news of the divorce only went public a couple of months ago at most. But it was towards the middle of last year, I think she filed, June maybe. So, matters in their private lives are for them to disclose. I think it was TMZ who came out with it. But she speaks about it a little bit in here, how she didn't really want anyone to know, and it's a fair play to her for opening up to this extent. I'll read a couple of paragraphs of what she said in this interview. I felt like I was failing at my job. I felt like I was failing in my personal life. And the embarrassment of being divorced again and then being compared to my father. At this point, she became quite visibly emotional. She continued saying, when I made the decision to file for divorce, the only thing I kept saying to myself was I just don't want anyone to know. Oh my gosh, I have failed again. And then my knee, and then I think, as women, I think men too, but it's like everyone's thinking, well, she's going to come back a year older, she's going to come back less than. She's coming back off this knee injury. And unfortunately, the WWE audience hasn't got to see the comeback of Charlotte Flair. This wasn't a Charlotte Flair redemption story, but for me, it's a redemption story for me, because everything that I have feared or been scared of or embarrassed of publicly, because everyone has an opinion even if they don't know the facts. So, okay, fair play to her, first of all. Public have no entitlement whatsoever to any details about Charlotte Flair and Andrade's personal lives. So she has chosen to share this difficult journey she's been on. She said later in the interview that this is the biggest comeback of her career. And look, she had a very serious knee injury. And
longest time she's ever been out?
Yeah, it was over a year.
Yeah.
And 15 months or something like that. And to coincide with this, the breakdown of her marriage, that's a rough year. It doesn't matter what you think of her booking or anything like that. And we've criticised the booking.
Yeah.
And we will continue to do so when it's fair, when we think it's fair to do so. But remove all of the wrestling BS. It's a human being at the end of the day. So fair play to her for sharing this. But it just sounds like a really, really crap year.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, she really went through the mill, and it's a really candid sort of interview she gives all about it. And you do sometimes sort of forget this when you're talking about wrestlers, don't you? That they have these separate lives that can be massively affected by what goes on in the ring as well. So yeah, fair play to her for this.
Yeah, definitely. And I can imagine, man, when you're at the top of your field, and Charlotte she's a 14-time world champion, right? She's always at the top. When you're at the top of your field and then you can't do that for 14, 15 months, and you have this grueling recovery process, and then you have to deal with a divorce, and it's obviously TMZ reported it. It wasn't Charlotte and Andrade who came out and said, hey, look, this has happened. It's a lot to go through. There's people are layered and complex, and they have all kinds of things going on. So definitely reframes her return quite a fair bit.
Feel a bit guilty about booing her now.
Well, she's a heel. she is a heel on TV.
Yeah, she's doing a job, I suppose, now.
Yeah, and she would, when she's playing a heel, the thing is she would want you to boo.
Yes, good point.
So, there you go.
Well, she can cheer herself up by winning the title at WrestleMania, of course, and the WrestleMania lineups may well have been leaked by WrestleVotes. Currently, according to their sources, Night 1 looks like this: Punk versus Reigns versus Rollins, Gunther versus Jey Uso, Owens versus Orton, and Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton. Night 2, obviously, Cena versus Cody Rhodes, Belair versus Ripley versus Io Sky, triple threat, and AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Presumably a lot more matches to be added to that, obviously.
Well, you'd think so, but
I hope so.
But if there's anyone who can make a free match card 4 hours long, it's old Paul Levesque.
Let's see some more Vegas adverts.
Yeah, would you like a 30-minute Hall of Fame induction thing?
Oh God. God.
It was well, we just watched it the other night, Paul. Sure. Would you like a Braun Strowman video for 15 minutes?
Dance off.
Yeah. Here's Hardy coming out to do one of his music songs.
Not again.
Can you call Hardy music? It's better than the Beatles. Like,
I'm not getting involved.
I'd love to know CM Punk's opinion on Hardy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'd imagine there's more to add. You know what the thing with this year's lineup, right? We've listed all those 7 matches. They all sound good, whatever. What can you add that is WrestleMania caliber? What do you think?
They've got a few multi-man matches to add, haven't they?
Have they there's no mention of an Intercontinental match on that?
No.
No.
So there's that 4-way, I assume.
Yeah. What else?
There'll be the tag multi-man ladder, presumably.
I think these are just disposable ass matches. Like, they'll be good.
They'll be great on the night.
Yeah, but they're just disposable matches. What's going on?
What else they could be adding,
It's WrestleMania. It's the biggest show of the year. And look, on the night when we're in the building, I'm going to love it. But, it does open itself up to a bit of criticism.
They've placed a lot of stock in these 7 matches in particular.
Yeah, we got Cody versus Cena. It's huge, obviously. Jey Uso's going to win the title. It's going to be great.
Presumably, what were they going to add? Jade versus Naomi to this?
You'd think so.
Yeah,
you'd think so. Unless they go the coward route and put that on SmackDown.
Oh no, put it on the pay-per-view. Absolutely.
Yeah, especially when you consider like all the matches that we've just came up with are multi-man, just meaningless, storyless. Well, they're not storyless, but they don't mean as much as a deep-rooted personal rivalry.
Yeah. They haven't got McIntyre and Priest on there either.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll be on there.
Got a couple more good ones.
Yeah, that'll be on there. Liv Morgan and Raquel. I saw some rumored match for them, but I can't remember what it was.
Bayley, Roxanne.
Yeah.
Bayley, Lara Valkyria.
Maybe, yeah. But then I don't know. It's tough. I don't know. It's tough this year. I feel like there's been a lot of backstage brothering going on this year.
Yeah.
It's just you hear whispers in the night sometimes. So yeah, it's a complicated lineup. We'll see how it pans out. We'll see what more they add. If he wakes up on the Friday before and Tony cans it and adds like 7 matches.
Friday before, you say?
Tell him what's happening.
2 weeks today, we will be at the HyperX in Las Vegas doing the final part of our What Culture World Tour. Do join us for it. We're going to be doing a SmackDown watch along, a live ups and downs afterwards, a big WrestleMania preview podcast with myself and Hamfler. Meet and greets are included as part of it. WhatCulture.com/tickets if you want to join us.
Get them now. VIP sold out. But
sold out.
Don't matter. You can still grab your general admission ticket and you can still meet everyone and hang out, get some food. Get some
2 weeks today.
Yeah, crazy, isn't it? Absolutely mental. Right, Lana, is she coming back with Rusev? Probably not. Probably not. This is the word on the street. The street in this case is Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio. He's always on the street, man. You gotta watch out for Dave Meltzer. They made an episode of The Wire about him.
They did.
Actually, Amsterdam. He was there. Oh, was he? I don't know. Tell me. Sorry, Dave. But yeah, Dave Meltzer was speaking about CJ Perry, Lana. On Wrestling Observer Radio and said that yes, Miro is signed, but Lana has not signed with WWE as of yet. She wasn't at WWE HQ earlier this week when Rusev, Miro, whatever. When he was there, presumably Rusev. But Dave asked about trying to get an impression of whether or not Lana would be coming back, and the impression that he got was not. But he did say that she, things can change. You never know. At the end of all of this, so they were obviously paired together for huge portions of their WWE run. They're obviously married, so being on the road together is probably pretty cool.
Yeah.
They separated on TV. They had that terrible Bobby Lashley Liv Morgan storyline.
I thought you were referencing the Summer Rae Dolph Ziggler one. So you got several.
Yeah. Yes, we did. Vince McMahon loved messing with them and putting them in just the most garbage creative. But I don't necessarily think that Rusev needs Lana. I think that he proved in AEW he can be perfectly great as a solo act.
Yeah.
But also Rusev Day, that she was involved with that in bits, but not the full thing. Oh, that one night, what was it? One night in what was that again?
Was it One Night in Lana, was it called? Oh no, they were.
It was like Cincinnati or something, or Minneapolis.
Yeah.
One night in
I've got confused there with something.
But yeah, weird. Anyway, she's not coming back apparently.
Yeah, it's one of those, I think Rusev's fine to come back on his own. It's one of those things you can sort of hold off on, a bit like when they were like, should we use the Maurice with the Miz? Like, it's just a nice thing to consider down the road, but I certainly don't think for his return you need to be like, Remember Rusev and Lana?
They're here and they got their tank back.
I mean, you want the sort of more Miro edge to Rusev when he returns, right?
Yeah, God's champion, redeemer, all that stuff. I think as well, like Lana, like I don't think there's much. She's not a great wrestler.
No,
obviously, but she is a good manager / valet / TV personality.
I agree, yeah.
So like, if they did want to bring her in, there is value in doing that. But I don't think it's necessary, and maybe also
straight out the gate, yeah.
Also, maybe she doesn't want to.
Yeah,
maybe
good point.
Maybe she's just like, nah, I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm CJ Perry.
Yeah.
I'm chilling. Maybe she doesn't care. Who knows?
Yeah, to be fair, that's a good point. But yeah, I don't think you need it initially for Rusev when he comes. I'm so excited for him to return.
Blah. Comes out and does his
post WrestleMania.
Yeah, why not? Why not have him murk someone? Dominic Mysterio.
Oh,
that'd be so good.
Poor
Just
Dom.
or Austin Theory. He seems to be the new jobber.
He's the new punching bag. Yeah,
he is. Yeah, can't go much worse than that match he had with Jay. Gee whiz.
Right, let's conclude by talking about King and Queen of the Ring, with WrestleVotes coming through with another update here. This time reporting that WWE is not currently planning to run King or Queen of the Ring for the tournaments for 2025. A bit of a shame this, because I quite like these King of the Ring tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, it gives structure to the TV for several weeks, doesn't it? Because you need matches, obviously, as you run through the brackets, and then you get to the event, you have the semis and the finals and all of that stuff. So yeah, I'm not in favour of this. I think it's just like it's a really easy way to fill TV for a few weeks with enjoyable singles matches. Like last year, we got some really fun stuff along the way. Obviously, you know, the pay-per-view's location, not my favourite, but in terms of what it brings to the weekly TV, this is a bit of a bummer to me. Yeah, to be honest.
I thought the Nia stuff last year was really, really good, and I mean, I know they've got how many different? 3 different Saudi shows this year.
1 this year.
Oh, it was 1 this year. Oh, 3 the year after, right?
Including the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, so maybe that's been factored into part of this, that they want to do with just, if they're doing one show, they don't want it to be dominated by King and Queen of the Ring. But yeah, I'm a bit gutted about this.
Yeah, me too. I'd rather have a King and Queen of the Ring than Crown Jewel or whatever, you know. Or the Super Showdown.
Just try and forget about it until week of, basically.
Yeah, it's grim. But yeah, cool. All right, well, that's it. Let us know what you think of all of this stuff in the comments section. Also, check out this video of the 100 greatest WrestleMania moments. There's 100. It's
100 of them.
2-hour video, brother. This is going to sort you all day, baby.
More news later. Bye.
More news. Bye.